But right now, could there be a truce in the royal family? It was reported in the Sunday Times yesterday, because it was Sunday, that Harry and Meghan want to spend Christmas at Sandringham, bless them.
Well, this comes after a phone call between the couple and King Charles during his birthday week. However, no formal invitation has been made yet.
It won't be.
Well, our royal
editor?
Our very
you know something
current,
I don't?
No. My apologies. I'll call that baby brain. Our actual current royal editor, Sarah Hewson, is with us. Sarah, what are the chances of a reunion this Christmas?
A big, happy family gathering at Christmas. Call me cynical, but none whatsoever. Look, there may be signs of a truce or some kind of early stages of reconciliation between Harry and Meghan and King Charles following that phone call last week, and that we're told there's another phone call scheduled for this week, so I guess it could be under discussion. Friends of the Sussexes have been briefing that they wouldn't turn down an invitation to Sandringham at Christmas. But in the wider family, there are much bigger issues here. So even if the King is willing to put this behind them, because we know he's always talked about his, his darling boy and his love for Harry and Meghan, no matter what. I think there are others within the family, particularly the Prince and Princess of Wales, who are less ready to play happy families.
Who's leaking this?
Well,
this
is a big problem, isn't it? Because it's all about trust. If you're going to start rebuilding those relationships, it's all about trust. And it was briefed by friends of the Sussexes last week to friendly journalists that there was going to be this birthday phone call. Then the details of the phone call emerged, that Harry had spoken to his father, that it was a warm conversation, that Meghan had also spoken to her father-in-law, and that there was this video made by Archie and Lilibet singing Happy Birthday. That's all lovely, but the problem is it's out in the public domain. And this is one of the biggest issues for the royal family. If they're going to start trying to repair the damage that's done, they can't have it all over the papers.
I've said this to you before, I don't know if I said to you, Nick, and God rest his soul, my old man, who worked for the royal family for 40 years, he always said, because he worked for the Queen Mother, that the royal family started to, combust, when they systematically all of them started using the press. It started with Diana, whether you like that or not. Yeah. It started with Prince Charles. They systematically used the British media. Piers wrote a really great article in The Sun today about this and said, yes, of course, Diana was an amazing woman we all looked up to, but don't forget they were both using it. And it is now the next generation. You are spot on, Sarah Hewson, because they will never get this right if they're all going and saying, he said that, she said that, he said that, because we all feed off that. That's where we get our information from. But the royal family are all guilty of using the British media. That is so has to be out there.
We've got to say, it's not just the Sussexes, because the Sussexes also claim that the royal family, members of the royal family, were briefing against them in order to make themselves look good. Look, where's the truth in all of this? None of us know, because we've got these rival camps continually briefing and an information vacuum as well. But when things end up in the public domain, and we know we've had a lot in the public domain over the last year or so, it does make it very difficult for there to be any kind of trust and start that process of reconciliation.
I was talking to Vic yesterday about sorting, because I've got so many kids, all of them coming for Christmas, etc. And you're sat here thinking about the royal family. So you're going to have, is Prince Andrew, is the Duke of York being invited? Well, and then William and Kate, they hate Harry and Meghan. It's going to be a disaster over cold turkey, isn't it?
The Duke of York, I think, most certainly will be invited. He was there last year, and we saw him walk to church last year. So when it comes to those family events, he's very much back in the fray.
No different to any other family, though, is it?
No, I suppose not.
I just suppose not everybody has their dirty laundry aired on the front pages of the newspapers.
All started by Harry and Meghan, of course, when they went to America and sold their soul for $150
We don't have time for me to challenge that, Jeremy. But
no, that's why I dropped it in there.
I would argue that it started way before then. Anyway, Sarah, other royal news today.
Very quickly.
Sarah Ferguson on This Morning.
Yes, she's going to be appearing on This Morning throughout the programme, and she's guest editing it. So she'll be alongside...
What does that mean? That means sitting in a control room with a picture.
Well,
Piers and I used to guest edit programmes. You're never involved in it.